Now this guy's just down the street from me, and he always goes all out. Can't see it from here, but he's got strands of lights going across his lawn. This is pretty cool. Gee, I wonder if it's all the way in the back. Hey cycling community, this is Steve Bruce's The Cycling Greek with another clavicle bone break update. 3 weeks ago I went to the doctor and they took another picture and they said things are looking good. You can see a little solidifying going on in there. The next one we're going to do is in 3 weeks. The next x-ray we're going to do is in 3 weeks. And at that time you should be good to go. That should be your last one. Cool. So 3 weeks later, which was a couple days ago, I went there and they took another picture. And they said, oh man, nothing's improved. So now what's going to happen is I have a bone stimulator coming, and that's supposed to stimulate the area. So I think the way it works is that through ultrasound, maybe electrical impulses too, but through ultrasound, from what I understand, it stimulates the area. It stays on there for about 1 hour a day, and then it's supposed to stimulate everything. So I think what happens is that it fools the body into thinking that it's damaged there, and the body starts going through its healing process again. So why didn't I get any improvements? Well, the only thing I think of is I can remember when the plate that they put on, because it started unscrewing, came out, and it didn't come out right away. So they saw it was unscrewed. It looked like it was still connected a bit, but they left it on there because the bone was still connected. So they wanted to get some bone healing with that. So that happened, and so they finally took out the plate and screws. And then the doctor said, okay, you can start lifting lightly, because I asked him about that. So then I started lifting lightly, and after a while, as things were improving, he said, okay, you can lift moderately. And of course, there may have a different definition of light and moderate between us, but pretty much I kept it that way. And there's certain movements that I didn't do, certain exercises. No bench press and no pull-ups, that type of thing. And in everything else, I was keeping relatively light and keeping good form, keeping the shoulders retracted, things like that. When I went to the doctor 3 weeks ago for those x-rays, I actually met with the PA, and the PA says you shouldn't be lifting at all, or no lifting with that arm. And I was thinking, oh geez, okay. He said the reason for that is if there's any type of movement in the bone, then the healing is going to stop. So that's the only thing I can think that happened. Because with my ribs, I had 6 broken ribs from that accident, you may remember. Those are all healed. When they took off the plate, and there was some damage to the bone, I'm sure, and also you have the holes in there, I can tell it's a lot thicker in my clavicle in that area. And so, so there's bone healing going on there. So it must be the lifting. So once the device comes in, that bone stimulator, then I'm going to stop lifting. I'll probably just keep doing core and body weight squats, things like that. But I'm going to stop lifting, and then about 4 to 6 weeks later, we're going to take another x-ray and see where we are. So that's my story, and it is what it is. The next video I'm putting out is going to be on this polarized ride that I did. And it was my intent to do polarized ride because I knew I was going to have out of zone 1 and some zone 3. And so the thing is that actually happened. So we'll be talking about that. All right, comment, like, subscribe. The Cycling Greek.